Take me home to the place where I belong, West Virginia.
So now it's officially recording.
Take me home, country road. What topic?
We're gonna let him go on a little rant with the Paris Agreement.
Nah.
You don't
Well,
wanna
I mean,
do the
I
rant?
can. You know, are we actually recording? Like, are we good to go?
We're good to go,
Yeah, we
but
can
we
start
won't
it.
start it until we actually verbally start it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, whenever you're ready. Like, I'm ready.
What Paris Agreement are you talking about?
So, okay, nature's metal. Bro, so fucking savage.
Are you talking about climate finance between adaptation and mitigation?
No, I'm talking about just countries that are full of shit. Like, the United States obviously isn't leading the way in clean energy by any means, but we backed out of the Paris Agreement because it was so unfair to us. Like, it was like other countries were telling us that we need to be the gold standard, and we already have that mentality just as a nation. We're like, we know we're the gold standard. That's why
We are the United States.
Yeah, but basically what I was trying to say was, like, all the countries that said their CO2 output was going to go down by so much by 2020, and 2020's in, like, what, 6 days? Or no, fucking, 10 days now?
Mm-hmm.
How far away? Whatever it is. Like, almost every country has increased exponentially. Like, China's gone up by, like, 200 some odd %, India by 100 and some odd %, like...
Do we really expect China and India to stick to their guns?
Well, not
their
if
word?
not if we keep working them how we're working them. Like, the entire country goes to, like, you know, 2 main nations for almost all of their products, China and India. Like, almost everything's manufactured in those countries.
Yeah.
The majority of the world's products. So, like, obviously, it's going to be nearly impossible for their CO2 to go down when their demand is so unbelievably high, and they're not going to stop their demand.
True.
What should be going on, what we should be talking about, is like the religious persecution that's going on in India. Super hard right now.
And China.
Well, China, that's nothing new. Everybody's aware of
Is
that.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's been going on forever. But, I mean, in India, there's this whole deal where all the citizens have to sign up for a new document that's based off of what's the new president that just went into power in India, or whatever he is, political leader, what? Anyways, he signed this new bill where all the members of the nation had to sign this thing where it, like, stated what religion they are, how much money they made, like, their income, and just a bunch of different shit. And every major religion was, like, an acceptable religion, except for the Islamic faith. So people that have been living in India for generations might get booted out or might get arrested, like, just because they're Muslim.
Yeah.
And it's super messed up, and I feel like no one's talking about it.
So that's the main reason why they're rioting and stuff?
Why they're what?
Why they're like rioting? Because I've heard something about
in India, I think that's
citizenship.
In India, I think that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
In order to be a citizen, you have to follow one of these. I think it was like 6 main religions that they picked out.
Yeah.
Imagine being in that position. Generations of your family have lived there.
Yeah.
And then you get this dumb fucking piece of paper that, just check this box, oh, your religion's not included.
Oh, yeah, or like one asshole that just gets into power and he's like, no, everything's different. You got to get the fuck out. Like,
God.
even though you've been established for 100+ years, you and your family, it's insane.
No, it's completely fucked up.
The fact that we have, like, political leaders the way we do now is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it makes sense. It made sense when we were, like, 20 million people for the country, like, in the United States. And that's still a lot, but, like, now just in the U.S., 370 some odd mil later, and we have one guy that controls that. You know, I know we have, like, a whole separated democracy and this and that and different whatever branches of the government.
We still need smarter people.
We just need a better system.
We need a more holistic.
We need better people.
We do.
We have a celebrity of a goddamn, like, Twitter-fingered
Oh my Jesus.
president right
Dude, we got a Cheeto running the nuclear
Yeah.
missiles right now. Like, what is this shit? Shit's insane.
Can't trust those fingers.
Dude, we had a guy who he has Twitter beef right now with a 16-year-old from, like, Denmark or Norway. That one climate activist chick, the The how dare you, her?
How
Like
dare
our
you.
president is beefing with a 16-year-old.
I forgot her name.
I wish I could remember too. Yeah, and she won Woman of the or Person of the Year in Time Magazine.
Nah, fuck off. You didn't do anything.
Person of the
You didn't
Year.
do anything. I'm sorry. You didn't.
She
do
had one speech. Person of the Year. Am I the only one that thinks that's crazy?
All of these labels are a sham. These awards,
Yeah.
these
They
achievements.
mean nothing
they're a sham.
realistically.
They're
Like,
labels.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
I thought it should have gone to the people of Hong Kong.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to talk about a real fight for democracy,
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Look, they don't want to be part of the big angry evil government of
Yeah.
China, and China's like, hey, we're just gonna take you out, and they're like, no,
Yeah.
they're still fighting to the death for their
Yeah.
way of life. I respect that.
Yeah, they're really trying hard for that.
That's about as
their strategic tactics are fascinating.
very true.
As people against the army and all of that.
Dude, it's like watching our War of Independence in modern era in a different or like with different nation, you know? It's very interesting. And my heart goes out to those poor people, man. Like I hope they get the freedom that they deserve.
Yeah, man, they really do deserve it.
Yeah. My god.
I
Dude,
know.
they're going to war with a nation that's nuclear capable with bows and arrows and they're gluing rocks to the street.
Damn.
That's how much they don't want to be a
They're
part of
savage,
that.
man. They're
Yeah.
savage.
There's always a way. You know?
And that's not those aren't the people of the year.
Yeah. Then who is?
Yeah, seriously. Like,
Nicki Minaj apparently. God, dude.
Are you what? You want to elaborate on that? Is
I
that
don't
a
know,
thing?
man. Like
The point is, it exposes the sham. Like you can place anybody there
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
who doesn't deserve it.
it's like you can always talk about these things, you know, that are going on and they're very serious topics. But then at the end of the day, as a country, what do we focus on?
Meanwhile, there are
dumb
people.
media shit like fucking Travis's new album, you know.
Yeah. Meanwhile, there are people who are working on
Yeah.
things that will change the trajectory
Yeah.
of human history.
So we
you know?
appear
Yeah.
to be into what's going on in the world, and when it really comes down to publicizing everything, nothing.
Yeah, it's so like we're so
You absolutely-
narrow,
yeah.
narrowly focused on things that aren't important,
Yeah, we're
and then
like-
the real things that matter that are like actually going to change.
Yeah. They don't look
Like,
at it as a world. They look at it
Mm.
as a country and as this is the floor we stand on. And it's in America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're separated by oceans, so who gives a shit, you know? But I want to say who gives a shit, but like it's just more like.
Well, no, you're kind of right. Like I know, as harsh as it sounds, like
It
to come out of
sounds
your mouth,
harsh.
it's true because the majority of the time I'm saying the shit about India, no one knows except the people that are there.
Yeah.
Like nobody knows about that. We raise awareness, hopefully bring some light to things, and other people over there will be like, they got our backs. Like, you know, maybe-
Here's the tough thing. Like when you start speaking about other countries and people you've never met or seen before, it's literally just a statistic. It's a very fucked up way to view it. But when you hear about, let's say, 200 Kenyans dying on, halfway across the globe, sure you can feel some empathy, but at the end of the day, it's also a statistic. That's how you feel because
that's how we look at it. I wouldn't
Yeah.
say that's how we. I don't necessarily say that's how we feel. Like I feel like we actually just move on. Like in a way, I agree with you 100%. Like we just look at it as a number and we're like, that's fucked up, and then we just kind of like Control Alt Delete, and then we start over again.
I'm speaking from an evolutionary perspective. Are you aware of Dunbar's number?
No,
So
I might be. Actually, I don't know. It's a good question.
This evolutionary biologist or whatever, Robin Dunbar, he did a lot of research, spent a lot of time in the field, and he found out that human beings evolved in groups of about 150. Beyond that, like our minds just top out, and social bonds start to fall off, whatever, so on and so forth. So it's just a small thing.
Well, when I think about it like this, like when you hear that, how many? This is really like big number and topic to go in, but like how many Jews died in the Holocaust? 3 million.
3 to 6.
Yeah,
3 to
like
6, it's-
3 to 6, something like that.
That's what we were taught.
Yeah, it's probably more than that, realistically.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, like you hear that, and that's devastating.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like I have an emotional connection to that. Like learning about that and meeting a few Holocaust survivors. Like I still, that hits me hard.
Yeah.
But I hate to say this, like sometimes when you hear about like crazy shit on the news, like the 200 Kenyans dying, it just like it's in one ear out the other. We just get bombarded with this many people died, this many people died, this many people died. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't like say that, but what I am trying to say is like it's desensitizing us a little bit, I feel. I mean, there's a big topic now about all the school shootings going on, and how about as we as a nation just
Yeah.
we hear about it and that's
Mm-hmm.
it. Nothing's changing.
Yeah.
Kids are still dying, you know.
At most, maybe you have that hope of feeling empathetic.
Yeah.
Just because it's happening on your land, technically.
And that's sad that
Yeah.
you have to hope for maybe being
Yeah.
empathetic
Yeah.
towards something like that.
Yeah,
I mean, like
absolutely.
that's like a bloodline that's just gone
Yeah.
for those families.
I mean,
We don't think about it like that, but that's somebody's kid, that's somebody's brother, that's somebody's neighbor, like that they love and they have a whole life that's not ours or we know nothing about, and we just kind of brush it off our shoulders, like,
Yeah.
and we move on. I feel like that's insane.
Nah, man, it's all about Taco Bell and Netflix, like straight up.
It's all about.
Taco Bell and
see,
Netflix,
that's the
bro.
thing, dude. It's like while things are happening, we're focused on like, oh, dude, Disney Plus came out.
We live in a
Yeah.
fucking bubble, man.
We do live in a bubble.
Yeah.
Sadly. But that's another thing that like, you know, a lot of us should invest time and money into traveling, into
Yeah.
I agree.
never, you know, lands you've never seen before.
I
Just
mean-
because you get hit with all this like difference in lifestyle, or you know, just like life patterns and things like that, and the things people do differently that may seem similar to
Yeah.
you in some way, and it does open up your eyes more, and that's kind of one way to get out of this bubble.
Have you been to Saudi?
I've been to Saudi.
So you have seen the people who are like begging, bro, without arms, legs.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's so common. It's ridiculous.
Very common. It's actually like, it makes me wonder why I don't see that here, almost. But
Like take a half an hour walk there.
Because if somebody's that disabled here, like we're gonna take care of them.
Yeah.
And-
Like you're never gonna see a dude with like all of his limbs blown off on the street begging. Like
Yeah.
that's just not a thing.
and what's considered luxurious there is way different than here.
Mm.
So to you, it could either, you know, depending on where you're visiting from, but it could look either, you know, cleaner, or it could look, you know, just a dirtier version of what we're used to. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, but that's the thing. It's all in the perspective of where you're from,
Mhm.
who you
Yeah.
are, and what you've been used to.
It's very true.
Yeah.
Speaking of being used to, like when I was in France, holy shit, did I realize how much the like Americans care about safety.
Oh yeah.
We care so much about safety.
Yeah.
To a point where I don't know if it's ridiculous or not, but my initial, like the reason why I bring this up in the first place is when I went into the grocery store, the eggs were on the fucking counter. Not in the fridge.
Yeah.
On the counter. We're
Yep.
so worried about
All of them.
salmonella. Yes, just no
my
refrigeration for
God.
egg.
Yeah, dude.
A lot of the stuff over there, they just don't refrigerate.
It's just like,
we
it's
do
like,
here.
do they not know that fact, or you know, it makes you wonder.
Dude, they
It's
don't.
just-
They think we're stupid.
Yeah.
It's the other way around. They
that's the
think that we don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You can always reverse that. You can always be like, "Oh, they're stupid," and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
they'll call us stupid, and then we just
Yeah.
think it's just. That's why I'm saying like it just depends on where you're from.
It's like, dude,
You know
they
what I
still
mean? Like
put it.
different standards, different ideas.
Yeah.
Different,
Like,
Literally
I don't know, man.
different worlds.
Yeah.
Literally.
Think about it. Different meats, even. It's down to the
Yeah.
animals.
Dude, I'm pretty sure that I saw horse salami there.
Yeah.
Like,
You'll see
like that shit
and
would
it's
not fly.
Prime expensive shit, man.
Horse
And
It,
it's like,
really, it
salami.
was expensive too.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
something
man.
we don't have here in the U.S.
How was your experience in France with the air conditioning system?
Oh, dude. Okay, so I went during their heat wave,
Yeah.
and it was the hottest. I think was it ever been in France? If I remember
I
correctly.
think so, yeah.
It was the hottest it's ever been in France, and it was like 115 one day.
Whoa.
And dude, you're in a city that the majority of it doesn't have good air conditioning. The majority of their plumbing is outdated because that city is hundreds of years old. The buildings are tiny, like almost no insulation. Dude, I would sweat and sweat and sweat and freaking sweat. I drank. Do you know those bigger bottles of water? What are they fluid ounce wise? I don't even know. Whatever. But like, you know, there's just like a giant bottle of water, like those ridiculous ones that you'll see, like the Smart Water, for
Yeah.
instance,
Yeah,
ones.
the really big ones.
Yeah, I would drink 4 of those a day, and my pee was still brown.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Dude, that's like past.
Wait, how
orange,
brown are we
dude.
talking?
I'm talking like
Like this couch brown?
no. Actually, like just like lightly orange orangey brown. Like
Ooh.
Yeah, so like you're still on the verge of like getting out
You're-
of being dehydrated.
you're
but-
super dehydrated. Like
Jeez.
that's like, dude, you need to drink water now. And I'm like, I'm drinking water as I'm peeing. Like I can't,
Wow.
I cannot stop.
You should have mixed it in with some Gatorade or something.
Seriously,
Yeah.
dude, it's just so much sweat. Like
It's
every
insane.
out all day too. It was weird.
Yeah.
Like imagine just sweating for 72 hours. Like you're in a
God.
sauna, and it's so humid there.
It's terrible for sleep,
It's sticky.
too.
Yeah.
When I was sleeping on my I was sleeping on a sleeping bag, and when I woke up, I rolled up, and the sleeping bag was on my back.
Oh God. You just hear that.
Just
There's nothing that I hate more than sleeping in hot weather.
seriously,
Nothing that I hate more.
it was so uncomfortable.
Yeah, like how much more naked can you go than naked? You know.
Dude, you wanna know what was weird? Like the place where I was staying, his brother was there as well, and we had another one of his friends that was staying. So it was like 4 dudes in this really tiny, realistically 1 bedroom, and that's pretty much it, apartment.
Mhm.
And like while it was a lot of fun, I mean like it was just 44 dudes like sweating their asses off and like in their
God.
underwear.
That's
And
disgusting.
it's 90 degrees and 90% humidity at like 1:30 in the morning.
Oh my God.
It's dude, oh my.
That's way too much.
And everybody had a personal fan and they did nothing. Because the air was so hot and humid, it was just pushing hot air onto you all night.
That sounds miserable.
It was,
One
I
of
don't-
my favorite things about traveling, just in general, is just taking a walk throughout the city. Especially
Oh,
if it's a
yes.
city you've never been in.
Yeah.
yes.
100%.
And another thing, while you're doing that, look up.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like as you walk,
Agree.
just occasionally look up, and it'll change everything. Like.
Yeah.
Dude, Paris is a great walking city.
Mm.
Like we're from the US, so like we kind of understand sketchier neighborhoods. Like the place where I was in, or like one of the places we were riding those Lime scooters around through,
Mhm.
they the kid who was from Paris that we were with, he was telling us like this is a very dangerous neighborhood. This is, and I'm like very sketchy. I'm like, dude, this is nothing. This ain't shit.
This is 1% living, buddy.
Yeah, seriously. It was like it honestly felt like a normal street in LA. That's what it felt like when he was like, this is a dangerous neighborhood. It was cool though, man. Like you could just grab a beer and cruise. Like just
not bad.
walk around. You can do whatever you want,
can do
man.
whatever you want. Yeah, you feel that. Somehow it does feel more free than here.
In some ways.
In some ways, yeah.
Some ways
Very
it
much.
definitely feels more free. But I gotta say this outright, sorry. Fuck FedEx in Paris, man.
Yeah.
We shipped a package over to my friend and it didn't show up until a week after I left, and we shipped it like a couple days before I
Nah.
left.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm not about that.
Yeah, it was a joke. We did
Yeah.
overnight shipping too. Like,
Wow.
Yeah.
So much for overnight.
Yeah, seriously, it was some BS, man.
Yeah, no, that's.
You said you lived in Qatar?
I live in Qatar. Yeah,
Doha?
Doha.
What
It
the
was
hell
an
is it like
interesting-
there?
Yeah,
It's
seriously.
an interesting 2 years. I mean,
Oh,
honestly.
2 years?
Yeah.
Dang.
It was different, man. I really did feel like I was looked down on by the people of the
Interesting.
country.
Is that because you're American?
No, it's just because I'm not.
From there?
He's
I'm
just
not
not
from
them.
there, dude. I'm not them.
He's
Fair
not
enough.
them.
I'm not royal.
I get that.
Yeah, I'm not royal. I'm just a normal human being with a passport. You know what I mean?
Fucking royal.
Dang.
So, I mean, it just makes you feel like, okay, first of all, let's just talk about the weather.
Oh, God.
Let's just start with the weather.
Yeah, you got me beat there, man.
I honestly think that it is worse than Canada in the sense that it's summer year round,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe, you'll get like a nice breeze here and there for like 2 weeks.
Like
2 weeks to a month. Like, you'll feel winter, Like,
Like, who? It's only
Over 100
It's only
consistently.
65 degrees today.
oh, I'm not
Over-
sweating.
Over, you're talking over 100 consistently.
Not over 100, but like,
Probably over 80.
dude, 90s, over 80s for sure.
Oh damn. Yeah.
And it's very freaking humid.
Really?
Yes.
It's not like the weather here.
No,
it's like
dude.
blistering.
We're talking like 98% humidity. We're talking
Wow.
like
Blister.
you exit the car, your glasses are just fogged up. They're gone instantaneously.
Is Qatar on like a coast?
It's a little island.
Oh, it's an.
Right next.
Oh,
to,
yes.
yeah,
Sorry.
next to
Sorry.
Bahrain and Dubai and all that stuff.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
My bad.
It's actually barely visible on a map. Yeah. Yeah, another thing is it's a tiny country, so you can realistically reach the end of it within an hour without traffic. You know.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, it's
Damn.
insane. That's not considering the desert,
Yeah.
obviously. But yeah, man, it's cool. I mean, you gotta have a lot of money to live there, first of all, because everything is developed off of like other countries. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So everything you go to eat, you know, there's the typical stuff. There's Olive Garden, Cheesecake Factory.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's just
that's a
like
trip.
replicas, and if not, they're original franchises. That's how it all works. So they're trying to be very Americanized, but
Interesting.
it's very man-made, and you can feel it.
This is what I love.
You
Like
know?
a lot of Arab countries, they look down on America
Mhm.
in some respect, but then they try to be like them
Yeah.
in other respects.
Because we are that standard, man.
Yeah.
Like think about it. We created all the junk food. We created all that like that. We're just very aesthetic, and you can tell we've had companies that have been in advertising since
Mhm.
the 50s, man.
We're the best at it.
Yeah, we're the best at it. We're the best at knowing our crowd.
Seriously,
what I mean?
it's true.
So, who was the crowd? It's these other countries that weren't developed too. You know, they're
Yeah.
a part of it. So seeing companies like Coca-Cola or like McDonald's and like things like that just rise up, and for some reason, when you think of a double cheeseburger, you think of McDonald's now. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Immediately. But then we try not to think about it because, you know, we know how shitty it is for you.
Bro, I'm a Californian. I think In-N-Out when I hear
Oh,
double
yeah.
double. I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah. Well, that's a California thing.
yeah, I know.
Dude, speaking of like, well, not necessarily speaking of, but anyways, the obesity and disease rates there are skyrocketing.
I was about to
It's
say
I
that,
watched a
dude.
fucking documentary on this. It's insane.
Where in
Like-
Doha?
In certain regions
Like-
in the Middle East.
Okay.
Yeah, let's say Qatar, for example. They took the American lifestyle
Yeah.
times 10.
Yeah.
And now they're fatter than we are.
Yeah.
It's
No, it's beyond insane. Let's not forget like genetics too. Obviously.
yeah.
Yes. Play a huge role in
Yeah,
that.
genetics in every country, but you know, I mean, like every kind of like, it's just different worldwide. But I would. I mean,
It's
I don't know.
freedom that kills. It's like
Yeah.
destructive freedom.
Well, it's like alcohol. It's like any drug, really, that you can buy
yeah,
over the
but
counter. You
now
can
that I
just
really
abuse
think
it.
about it, what you would do for fun in Qatar is literally eat.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
would eat 6, 5, 4, 3 times a day, whatever the hell you wanted.
That's
Yeah,
very
You
man.
would
true.
forget you're eating. You know
That's
what I mean?
very
You're just
true.
trying different foods constantly.
Yeah.
I was gonna
And they
say-
have these little huts too, where you can just like park in front of. You know, you honk the horn. Like, some guy comes out, he grabs you like 2 cups of coffee and a croissant and like samosas, and you know, like stuff like that, man.
Whoa.
Like it's always at your fingertips. And if you want to save money, they have these other little tiny stores where they have these like Indian dudes working.
Mm.
And there are workers that they actually get from all over India and the Philippines and things like that. And they usually just run the store constantly, 7 days a week.
A lot of shady stuff going
Yeah,
on.
and
there,
all
too.
he's doing is he's doing your work that you do in the kitchen.
Yeah.
But in a store.
Wow.
That's interesting.
So you can order literally chicken nuggets that the same ones you buy from the grocery store,
Mm.
right? And he's just making them for you, and you're just paying him like a little service, fee, pretty much.
I was
You know what
always,
I mean?
I've always wondered, why don't we have shit like that over here?
I don't know.
It makes sense to me.
Everything has to be an image.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't get, like,
What specifically?
like what he just said, where it's like, oh, you want these frozen ass chicken nuggets? Well, if you give me $5 for them, like, I can de-thaw 10 of them or
Yeah,
whatever, you know?
what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's super easy. And that
Yeah.
makes so much sense to me.
Yeah. I mean, it just, I don't know. It kind of makes sense there, just because of, you know, you got either very wealthy or just poor. Like, not necessarily poor, like you're broke,
Mhm.
but just more of like where you stand. It's just, there's no way you're getting to the richest level.
You know,
Yeah.
you know
Just
what,
being like a non-citizen. You know what I mean?
You know what Qatar needs?
Yeah.
It needs a really good city planner. Like somebody that,
Mm.
like, other than just food to drive around and go eat and do that all day, you can, like, he needs to create little centers all over the place, like in America, so we have other shit to do
Yeah.
than just
Yeah.
eat. Like, notice all of our commercial centers here have just as much shit to do tied in with the places like that you can go eat at. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm.
Like, there's not an equal amount, but I would say there's just slightly more to do than there is to eat here.
Yeah. I mean, they do. They have centers like that. They have malls up the ass, bro.
Really?
Like,
That's their thing.
they take pride in malls, man. Like they had a mall that was built out of stones from Palestine. They literally went out of their way to grab stones that were very expensive. They spent 10 mil on just the walls of this place.
Really
You know what I mean?
serious for you.
Just totally custom, and they were like, opening soon, blah blah blah, and you walk in, and it's just like all these like stores, Gucci, Saint Laurent, like all that kind of good stuff, and then you walk into the food palace, and that thing is a huge motherfucking
Bro, it's
dome.
not. Bro, it ain't.
Like,
It ain't the food court. It's the food palace,
yeah, it's the
dog.
food palace. Yeah, it's like the food palace. You know what I mean? And it's insane. Like it's just.
It's
Like
extravagance
even when you're
personified,
like
bro.
anything you do, there's always food, and that's one thing that never left. Like, I'm a hard gainer, and I managed to gain 32 pounds when I was there.
Wow.
Whoa.
I mean, it wasn't good weight, either.
Yeah,
but it
of
was
course.
weight.
But like, still, that goes to show you that every thought you had always involved food.
Power lifters.
You know.
Move to Qatar.
Yeah, you want that dirty
Seriously.
bulk, maybe.
Yeah.
But
Get it quick though. You could be in there for like a month.
Yeah.
Could probably gain like 20 pounds. Just
literally,
dip.
yeah.
You've never been in the Middle East, have you?
No, never
There's
once.
something special
Yeah.
about
I
it.
want to
there's-
go really bad.
Yeah, we should take you, honestly.
There's something special about
Yeah.
it.
Like I'd love to go to Dubai.
It's very cool.
Dubai
And
would be
especially-
super cool to go to.
Dubai is really cool.
Although one thing, I've been to Jordan many
Mm-hmm.
times because family's there, of course. But one thing that I'm not fond of is their pizza. They use ketchup as the base.
Yeah. No, we're good. We're good.
Yeah, we need some Italians
Yeah,
over in the
hold that
Middle
pizza.
East real quick.
The first time I tried it, I wanted to throw myself out of the window.
Yeah.
It was disgusting.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
Wait, did
gross.
you? So if you make a pizza over there with tomato sauce, will everybody just say no, habibi?
no,
I don't want
no,
it.
habibi. I don't know, honestly.
What the fuck is this?
They probably just never thought of it. They're just like, you know what? We'll also make chicken wings with like
Yeah.
ranch
So did
and
they
ketchup.
did they just look at a picture of a pizza and were like, all right, we got this.
Yeah.
That's probably it. That's probably
Damn,
it.
we got all the recipes. No, but speaking of pizza, actually, I don't know if you guys knew this, but Pizza Hut in the Middle East is a fork and knife kind of restaurant.
I'm actually aware of that.
Yeah.
It's kind of similar to how KFC
Oh.
in Japan is like a Thanksgiving, like a big deal.
Yeah.
Like if you want KFC for Thanksgiving in Japan, like
that weird?
which I don't know why they celebrate it there.
Yeah.
And not everyone does, obviously, but the people that do,
Mhm.
it can be like a month or so waiting list.
Damn. Dude, like, it's like you sit there and it's like, good evening, monsieur. Like,
Good
Whoa.
today's special is the mushroom with the
Weird.
black olives. Like, it's just like, isn't that just...
Bonjour,
yeah.
monsieur. We have a nice twisted garlic bread knot for you.
And it's just disgusting. But yeah, and we're used to pizza as being like trash food, bro. Like that's just like, whatever.
That's gonna
fuck
be
it.
such a trip.
Let's
Like,
just fuck it today, It is a trip, and it's just okay.
man, that's interesting. I wonder why. Can we make better fast food? I mean, like healthier.
Of course,
Yeah.
man.
Of course, you can.
Like I
What
feel
we
like
have
Chipotle.
now- Yeah.
Say your thing. Say your thing.
Okay, so here's my thing that I've always thought about. Right,
Mhm.
is that they're trying to, like, raise as much profit as possible. So they're looking for the
Yeah.
cheapest ways to make
Yeah.
food, and I'm pretty sure that these patties and buns and everything would cost them cents,
Oh, definitely.
literal
Yeah.
cents, and they're making huge margins.
Yeah, of course. That's how.
You know what
That's
I
how
mean?
McDonald's
and
sells
it's,
it for
and
a
it only
buck.
gets lower, and that's what's mind blowing. And it's just, can you imagine how unhealthy, whatever the hell we eat from there is?
I actually feel like it's starting to go up.
Really?
Yeah, think back to the Super Size Me days of McDonald's, like back in the late '90s and early
Carl's
2000s.
Jr.
Yeah, but I feel like that was just more of bad. Now it's just
Yeah, what I'm
less
s-
bad, but the quality is worse.
The quality actually is better
Is
now.
it?
Yeah, I mean McDonald's stopped using a lot of their fillers and shit for the beef patties, like that pink goo. I mean they still use some fillers and additives and whatnot.
Pink goo.
Yeah, I love how we
Do you
say.
hear that coming? Do you
Yeah,
hear that
I
coming
trust
from
me.
your
I'm
mouth?
aware of how absurd it is,
I like how you use beef patty and goo in this.
dude. That's what it was called. Pink slime. It's a real
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Dude, there's a video game called Fallout. They made a joke mission about it.
Oh my god.
You go into an abandoned school and like all these people went crazy from eating this pink goo. It was a total knock on McDonald's.
dude.
It was genius.
Dude, this country does not care about good health,
Yeah.
unfortunately, and
We-
it is probably going to bankrupt the country.
What I think's funny is like we pretend like we do though.
Oh, definitely.
Like we have all these vegan influencers and all
Yeah.
these people that are so high in esteem and regard and
Yeah.
it's so
Advertising makes it seem a different
Yeah,
way.
but,
Yeah,
I
it's-
catch them. I catch them.
Or like,
I
look-
catch 'em
I
eating,
s-
eating calzones on the corner. You know? I see you.
I see you nibbling some bacon, you liar. No, it's like it's just stuff like that.
ridiculous,
It's
bro.
ridiculous. And then also there's the whole vegan push right now.
Yeah.
And most people don't even know how to eat vegan. They don't realize how much nutrition, how much food you're taking in order to be able to
Okay,
to just
It
eat like
is-
a steak,
it is
you know.
the hardest diet to follow.
Yeah, it's
the
almost
hardest.
can you explain the difference between vegan and vegetarian?
So vegetarian, you're allowed to use you're allowed to use animal products, you just can't eat animal flesh. Does that make sense?
And it's more of
Okay.
a like
So
pescatarian.
no
type
straight
of-
meat, basically.
Yeah, so you can't have no steak, no chicken, no fish.
Yeah.
It's just like you can have milk, eggs, like cheese and
Anything
like
that comes
honey.
from the animal,
Yeah.
but not the animal itself.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Pescatarian is all of that, but you can eat fish.
Which
And
I
then-
think is a good option for a lot of people.
Yes, but the problem with fish is we have no like regulation in it. So by more people wanting fish, the demand goes up, which will cause fishers to go fish more fish, and the population will decrease, and then we'll just kind of reach a point where my favorite quote that I've heard, or one of my favorite quotes I've heard this year, and like it rings volumes in so many industries,
Yeah.
is the most expensive fish is the last one on Earth.
Facts.
Like the most sought after one will be the
Look
last
at,
one
look
of
at
all
what
time.
they're doing to tuna.
And the main one of the main reasons for that, like why it's starting to go up in price, and that's why fishermen want to keep getting more fish, is because they can't claim fish. Like you can claim cows, you just put a tag on them, we put a tag on them now, but back in the day we used to brand them. Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
chickens are on a farm, they're not going anywhere, Fish, it's an open ocean. You just go get what you want, and then you come back.
Yeah.
Like we can't have our own specific fish farm,
Yeah.
or like we can't, as a company, you can't claim like a territory in the ocean.
Yeah. It's an open ocean.
And that leads us to just collect as much as we can, and then the population will die out and eventually lead to what I talked about earlier.
Yeah.
So that's why when you say pescatarian's the best option, it kinda is, and I emphasize kinda.
Yeah, I'm like, if you're gonna be a vegan or a pescatarian, I would choose pescatarian.
Yes,
all,
I agree.
All day of the week.
But we need to institute more farmed fishing. And that sounds bad, but like we have
Yeah, it's a
methods
slippery slope.
we have methods of farming fish now that aren't super detrimental.
There's a lot of shady stuff though,
Not as much as you'd think.
bro. A lot of
There's
those-
more shady shit in the fishing industry than there is in the farmed fishing industry.
Yeah, I would actually agree with that. I just want to steer away from like, dyeing salmon pink because
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with
Yeah.
that. But a lot of that is the diet primarily.
yeah,
Like they're feeding them these shitty little
Yeah.
horrible
corn,
diet.
soy. All
Yeah,
this
if
garbage.
they were able to grow, here's the deal. If you want the produce, you have to grow the food for the produce as well, the majority of the time. So what does that mean? Like, in a field with farming, you have to put something in the soil that increases the nitrogen or, gives enough food for the plant, which in some cases could be ground up fish.
Mhm.
If you wanted, you could go down that route, or you could use like, manure, or what's that other thing called where you do it in your house. It's you like set up a little shed thing in the backyard and you put compost.
Oh,
You use
compost,
composting stuff. And you could just like grow the proper food that the fish actually need. Like you could just grow the plankton or the kelp or whatever it is, and they drag the fish in a giant net behind a boat. And that's how they get like the free range ish kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And what they could do is just dump all of the food that they need in front of it, and then it filters through the net, and then all the fish eat that, and that's the proper diet.
Mm.
So in a case, we wouldn't necessarily have to do the pink dyeing stuff if we use the proper food that we could grow.
Yeah. I'm just apprehensive. Human beings have the capability to fuck up a lot of things.
Oh, 100%. I agree with that.
Human beings are always looking for loopholes.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I mean, it is efficient technically, but
Yeah.
The point is, get your amino acids in, bro.
Get those frickin' get some BCAs. Get
Become a beefy individual.
yeah, bro. I'm looking to get all veiny. BCAAs.
Oh my
man.
gosh.
Yeah, man.
Rest
Yeah,
in peace.
why do you
though.
think it's shady though?
What?
The like fish farming.
Oh, fish farming. He was saying fish farming shady, and it can be. I agree with him. Like where they color the pink. Or another one is ahi tuna. A lot of ahi tuna that you eat at sushi restaurants
Yeah.
is not that red. Like if you see ahi tuna that's brilliantly red, like ridiculously so,
Yeah.
odds are it's probably not real.
Wow.
Just letting you know. Because I
So
mean,
that-
I worked in a fish restaurant for 2 years, and I've seen them cut fresh ahi tuna.
Yeah.
It's like dark red.
Mm.
It's blood. That's what it is. Like so, it's just tissue. You know. So when you see it like a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a taillight on a car when it's like that brilliantly
Yeah.
red.
Yeah, you're like that's
Just
right.
just
Yeah.
keep in mind, keep in the back of your head. You're like, that's probably something else. it's the actual fishing industry that I have a problem with, and they're aware. Like fishermen know they're killing these populations. They're going to be out of a job within 20 or some odd years.
Yeah.
Like they know. There's just no incentive for them to stop.
Yeah.
That's why they don't.
Maybe they're too seasick to realize what they're doing.
If only we had the drum.
I know. But yeah, yeah, there's a
Crazy.
lot of crazy things going on.
Crazy industry for
Yeah.
sure.
It's just I don't know. Human beings like to, like you said, loopholes and a lack of common sense. Also, cultural momentum. It's like it's certainly going to take an effort on our part to change a lot of shit.
Oh yeah.
And just mustering up the effort. Like the idea of the effort is the hardest part for most people.
Yeah.
Like just figuring out how you're gonna get to work. Like even that for our generation, we're like, ugh.
Yeah.
Like God, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Think about working. Ew.
And at the
like no
end,
thanks.
What do we really do? You know, we have the option to sit down and work. You know.
Yeah.
Like,
We can be so fucking lazy.
yeah,
Like
honestly, mad respect to anyone that does like labor, daily labor.
oh my God,
Like, that's-
a lot of respect. Like, could you imagine? Like
Yeah.
day in, day out, just like hard labor. Whether it be as a farmer or like as a gardener or landscaper.
As a
like-
hunter gatherer.
yeah, that too. Like just anything. Construction worker.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know if I could make it as a day as a construction worker.
Yeah.
Like I'd try my best and push through it, but it would be brutal.
Yeah, I mean, they have the right to complain when they get.
They
home.
do.
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, yeah, you probably tore your.
You probably threw out your back and you
Your
still have to go
Achilles or
into
something.
work tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Like,
I think a lot of kids are very weak these days,
yeah.
and it's very popular to shit on kids, but
Yeah.
hey, you gotta call it out. Spade is a spade.
Yeah.
True.
Like
I don't know.
develop some mental toughness. Go
Yeah.
through some shit.
I feel like just we as a country, especially the youth and just any generation really, like I feel like the older ones, they kind of got this unlocked, but we need to just get more into outdoor activities.
Yeah.
Why do we not aspire to become like the Greeks or,
Yeah, or just
Spartans or something?
Well, the Spartans were
ridiculous.
raping kids in their training camps, and they had
For
a
sure,
lot of their
granted,
own
there are some
problems.
things, yes. The
Are you
Greeks,
talking physique-wise?
I'm talking about mentally, like the approach to life. Like, just don't be a bitch. Learn how to deal with adversity, become stronger as a result, and then, they're not perfect, but they certainly are on the right track.
Well, like physically wise, the thing I don't understand is like certain aspects of the body positivity movement.
Oh,
Now, there's certain things I'm like on board for. I get it. If you're like 10 pounds overweight and somebody says you're fat, that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just like you have a healthy amount of fat on
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Like you're just a normal person.
yeah, you're completely chilling.
But when you start to push the envelope and you're like 40 pounds overweight, 50, it turns into
when it
100.
takes you a minute to
Yeah.
get out of your car.
yeah, it's like, what do you call him
Yeah.
now?
Yeah, and you're not supposed to. I'm not saying like you have to be a dick to them, but why is it so wrong to say like, hey, have you like considered maybe going to the gym with me or like
Yeah.
working out? Like, how is that insulting?
Yeah, like I'm just looking out for you.
Yeah, I just want the best for you.
Yeah.
Oh, but it doesn't affect you. Actually, it does.
Yeah, they're
it
saying
does.
they're saying like mentally that's not up to you.
Yeah.
Like that's up for them. Like it's what's best for them mentally. And I'm like, for the long haul, they're probably gonna die young.
Yeah.
I would like this person to stick around longer. Is
Yeah.
all I'm trying to say. And
Hey,
the
why don't you
best-
find the sense of love in that?
Yeah.
Rather than just taking it as a
Hmm.
like offense.
Yeah.
But yeah, it works the other way around too. Someone could be anorexic, for example.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's no there is a proper way to say it if you're gonna mention it, but
Mm-hmm. Like you shouldn't be an asshole. Like
yeah, don't be an asshole, but just be like, like the opening line at least should be like, hey, I'm just trying to look out for you, and I've noticed, you know, like stuff like that. Not what the
Like,
fuck.
people get it, but
You're
people get
fat, dude. You know, like, have you heard of a gym? Like,
it's called a salad, bitch. It's
it's called a
no,
salad.
not stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
that's ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah.
But-
It depends, and it also depends on the person that's receiving too.
Exactly.
So like, you know, we have different minds, obviously. You know, some people are just way more hard headed than others, and they
Yeah.
think they're right and they're not open to taking in ideas. But
Yeah.
I'm astonished at how
Depends,
people
man.
are more willing to die than change.
yeah,
Literally.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
easier to die.
Yeah. And that's a
Yeah.
crazy thing to
it's
say.
the it
Yeah.
is what it is mentality. you know?
Seriously.
But I mean, I get that to a certain point. Obviously, everything has a limit. You got to live balanced. You
Yeah.
can't just be, you know, one way, one direction. You're
Exactly.
one direction. But yeah,
And the reason I say it is because it's not like all these people that are overweight are out there and they're like, I have the goal to be the fattest one. Like that's not a thing. That's not.
I know because someone already beat you. first of
Yeah,
all.
yeah. There's always going to be somebody heavier than you.
Yeah.
Like it just. I mean, what about the dude that they literally had to cut a hole out of his wall in order to get him like shipped
Oh
to the
my
hospital?
God, I heard about that.
Yeah,
And it was like
it was
in
years
some
ago,
weird
but
state,
still.
too.
You know
Yeah.
what this reminds me of? It's insane because you can see examples all around, like people who have abused drugs, people who have abused food, and they somehow get to like 500-600 pounds. I'm like, how the fuck does a human body survive such abuse? Like it's
It's
so resilient
Yeah.
You kind of
that it is willing to get the shit kicked out of it,
Yeah.
and it will still be there for you.
You got to give it props, man.
You have to give it props.
It's the human body's amazing.
Yeah.
Just on a physical standpoint. I mean, like taking that much extra weight on
Yeah.
your frame, and like you can still move.
Yeah.
It's
and I'm
kind of-
over here worried about eating a Snickers bar.
Yeah,
That's gonna affect
seriously.
my health.
I know.
Come on,
I'm just worried about that little wobble, you know, down there.
I'm just worried about if I wake up in the morning and I slap my stomach,
Yeah.
I got like a nice little
Exactly.
wave moving
no.
through.
But listen, for the young people, you can push the envelope when it comes to your body. I don't advise this. I advise that you take care of your health. But you know, if you want to achieve something, go to sleep at 2:00 in the morning. Who cares?
Yeah.
Like if you do it inconsistently on an infrequent basis, so be it. It's just the problem is people make it a lifestyle.
Dude, we just need to get outside more.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause just
Oh,
by
fuck
the
yeah.
act of you being out of your home usually implies that you have to be moving
Yes.
one way or another. Because, like, people are like, well, you're just driving somewhere. I'm like, well, you drive somewhere to get out and walk around or, like, do some
Yeah.
shit. Like, just go explore your neighborhood, take a
Straight
walk
up.
around the block,
Yeah.
say what's good. You might meet somebody out there that's super cool. I'm not saying you're going to be best friends, but now you got the neighbor that you could just say what's good to.
You
and
might
pass
meet
on.
your fucking wife.
And then
or
the
husband.
community's a little stronger because of it.
Yeah. You
That's
gotta
something
stop.
we don't have here, man.
Yeah, you got to stop putting mental blocks too, you know. So before you go on a hike, don't go, oh god, it's 4 miles. No, just get there, do it, you know,
Yeah.
have fun, do as much as you can, and then walk back.
Yeah. Just
Don't think about the walk back either. Just take in everything, take in the view, take in all that stuff.
Yeah.
Don't think about it as a walk or a hike, you know. Just think about it. Just think of it as you left the house.
I feel like I feel like our current state and society hates alone time.
Yeah, they do, and they're
For
scared
sure.
to be alone because they don't know themselves. And
Yeah.
that's why a lot of people don't know themselves.
Mm.
I was gonna say it's like we just get so much dopamine hits a day from shit like that's on our phone or we're playing video games or it's on TV or it's like just something like that, you know. I know I sound like a boomer, but it's like,
Yeah.
Fucking
but it's like
boomer.
for real. All this is it's just like a drug that every time the light hits your eyes from when you turn it on, it's like you get a rush.
Yeah.
Slot machine.
Yeah.
I mean,
Literally.
we understand, obviously. You know,
We
we
are-
understand every like you get. You know, it makes you feel some kind of good way.
Yeah.
But like, don't think much of it.
Mm.
Also,
No.
I'm very happy that Instagram implemented this.
yeah,
The
whole no liking,
yeah.
no like system.
Well, what I thought was stupid about the no likes thing was you still see all the followers you have.
Yeah,
So now that's going to put even more of an emphasis on like your follower number. Like I've been to a few parties in LA where I like people asked like, "Oh, what's your Instagram?" and I show them and they follow it and then they unfollow it literally 5 minutes later
Yeah.
cuz you know, they have millions and I'm at not even 1,000.
Yeah.
And I'm not complaining about that. I'm just saying like they take so much pride into that. Now that the likes
Yeah.
are gone, it's going to be even more focused on
Yeah, that reminds me of the Black Mirror episode where everyone had a rating.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
dude.
And then the chick just said, you know how happy she was when she said fuck it?
Yeah, she was very
What a
happy
brilliant show.
because
Yeah.
she let go of these damn like the ratings, man. Like you're just
Yeah.
living life with your own eyes at that point. Like screw everyone else, you know.
Yeah. It's just all about what you want to do, not what everybody else wants to think
Yeah.
about you.
Yeah.
Like,
At the end of the day, we live and we die. Let's just do things in between.
to
honestly.
quote Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty, the universe is kind of like a bucking bronco in a sense. That's not the exact quote, but it's like the universe is kind of like a bucking bronco. The smart people will be able to hop on and take it for a ride.
Oh.
And I kind of feel like the universe could be swapped out for just like social media in a
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
You know,
Like to be able to use it but not be attached
Yeah.
to it.
exactly.
There
Like
were days where, for example, I work with a lot of media, so
Mhm.
there are a lot of days where your days are consisted of media, and you forget that you're in this room with the light on, and the AC's blasting, and you're just like, okay, let me take a step back, you know?
Yeah.
Because you started thinking of everything that's coming, you know, every paycheck that's coming, and everything is related to your image on social media,
Mhm.
and not as yourself.
Yeah.
I feel like you should use it as you would use a tool. Like you don't carry a hammer around with you all day.
Yeah.
But when you need it, it's there and it's going to get the job done.
Yeah.
So use social media, for instance, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, just as something that it's, you know, when you need it for work, connect, whatever it is, you know, you got to send a message out, it's there.
Mhm.
But you don't always need to hold on to it.
Yeah.
That's absolutely true.
And I don't know about you guys, but if you're ready to end this one off here,
Yeah, I
we're
think
right
this
around
is a
the
good
time.
end right here. That was a great conversation.
Yeah, that was a good one.
But
We'll
yeah,
be hitting you with some more fire.
Some more knowledge coming soon.
we're gonna end episode 4 here, and
Call me Ty Lopez coming at you with knowledge.
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 All right, guys.
All right. Peace.
Later.
Peace. Love you all.
All right, that was good.
And it's 2 down. 2 is easy to do.
Two's
bro.
so easy.
So